Let's go, baby. Come on. Get loud in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. There we go, baby. Enough of this, man. Let's just get this thing started. Welcome to the first episode of the 2023 season, Sunday mornings with Guns. I am, of course, GunzPicks, aka the Gun from the Shark and the Gun, and I am here for you. This is a viewer interactive show. I'm going to answer your questions. I'm not going to give any more picks. Actually, I'm going to give you one pick because I think it's going to be a little bit fun and entertaining if I give you my cup of the morning cup of coffee parlay. And I'm going to show that here in a few minutes. But I'm here for your questions about any picks that you want here. I mean, you already saw Shark and the Gun. You already know what my plays are going to be today. This on the early stage, I'm going to be taking TCU minus 20 and a half. I got that on Friday. I know it did move up to 21. It's still fine. I just think TCU is going to smoke Colorado today, unfortunately. I think it's a great spot for them. And, of course, the rest of my plays, I gave 6 plays out yesterday. Of course, Shark gave another 3, I believe. We have a collaboration play with UTSA. So I'm here for you guys. Let's get the chat rolling here. Tell me what you're drinking, what you're smoking today. Hell, just even what you're doing today on this beautiful Saturday, besides watching a lot of college football. As I take a little sip of coffee. So let's get this. Like I said, this is for you guys. All you have to do is get in the chat. And please, I ask you, if you're watching this on Twitter, I appreciate you watching me on Twitter. But what I need, it's easier to get your questions answered if you go to the YouTube page. You can go to the Sports Wagering Network. You can go to Sharky Waters Nation YouTube channel as well. And you can go in there and get into the chat. I'll pop your chats up and I'll answer your questions for this week's slate. Let me get my numbers up here so we can get to talking. See the chat starting to roll in here. Spades comes in, says, "Go Irish." You know it, baby. Man, I love that team so much. They have a quarterback. This team is going to be dangerous. Football guy, 97 coming in. Michigan, East Carolina over 51.5. Need 7 to 10 points out of East Carolina. Thoughts? God, that's a tough one. This was one that I kind of didn't want to take on this one. That's a question. I guess that's a question that you gotta answer yourself. Look, does that correlate with the line here? So I'm looking at the line right now. It looks like it's at 52.5. Minus 36 is the spread. Kind of tells me a story that, one, Michigan's probably going to crush them, right? And two, Eastern Carolina is just going through a lot of changes as far as their team is concerned. A lot of lost talent from the team from last season. I don't know. I don't really have a take on this one. I think it's a full pass for me. But Michigan should be live in the big house today. Spades comes in the chat. He says Cal minus 6. Nah. No, we're gonna be wearing these babies today. North Texas. What you don't want to do is you want to take Cal on the road as a favorite. They're very bad. 1-6 in their last 7 situational plays under Mike Wilcox. Wilcox. It might not be Mike, but Wilcox is the coach for Cal. I would take North Texas. North Texas is a beast at home too. They play their best ball. Football guy back in the chat said 16 pounds pork butt and pulled pork sandwiches. God, I'm gonna come to your house today. You've got it going on today. I'm gonna do a little barbecue and probably get some steaks going, maybe some skewers and some kebabs on our end here at the Guns mansion, as they say. Going to be a fun season, amazing with a comfortable quarterback. I know, man. I don't like having hope as a Notre Dame fan. I kind of stay reserved until I actually see them winning like key games. They have to play Ohio State. They have to play Clemson. They have to play USC. Those are their 3 key games. If they're able to perform well in those spots, I just think they've always been missing the quarterback. And having Sam Hartman there, a guy that's just been there and done it forever, and I mean, he looked good against Navy. And granted, it was Navy's defense, but I mean, I don't remember seeing a quarterback perform that well for Notre Dame probably since Jimmy Clausen back in the day. And that's not saying much here. All right. Get the chat rolling here. I do have Twitter up. I'll try to answer the questions as I see them for Twitter. But like I said, if you want your questions answered, best be coming over to the YouTube channel. You can go to Sports Wagering Network. We are live there and also on Shark Waters Nation. We're just doing it for this week, trying to pump up the traffic for the Shark Nation for college football. I will do the Saturday mornings here on the Sports Wagering Network, but I'm all the shows, all the major main shows, the NFL show, the college football show, and all the major sports shows with me and the Shark will be on Shark's channel. 10 of you guys are watching on YouTube right now, and I see 3 numbers dropping here on the Twitter, so I think everybody's coming over here. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channels here and support us. That's what helps us grow. That's what helps us dominate, and we want to make sure we share the wealth with the people, especially with all the knowledge that we're bringing to the table. All right, as you guys are watching here, make sure you guys get in the chat, ask your questions as we go along. I'll answer them, but I want to give my cup of coffee parlay here, and I concocted this last night. And when I say cup of coffee, I don't mean you're putting 25, 30, or $100 on this stuff. This is just a $5, $10 parlay at best. I always do one of these every single week just for my personal enjoyment, because once in a while you do hit some of these. So I'm going to pop it up here right now. This is my cup of coffee parlay today. So I like Fresno today, Fresno money line. I like the TCU money line. Obviously, TCU minus 220.5 is a straight bet for me. Tennessee money line. They're playing Virginia Tech, and they are a heavy favorite. I know it's like minus 4,500 right now, but it's always nice to throw guaranteed money, virtually guaranteed money lines into the parlay. We also have Wisconsin money line. We're going to do North Texas plus 6.5, UTSA money line, Colorado State plus 10.5, Penn State money line, UNC money line. I do like UNC today. I think they get it done versus South Carolina. South Alabama plus 6.5, and on Sunday will be, if we get all those legs, we'll have to wait for one play only. Florida State money line to end the parlay, 141-1. I got that on FanDuel last night. Some of these lines have probably changed, obviously, even the probability of the victory. But you always got to do a lottery ticket, right? It's always fun. We're not parlay guys per se, and I'm definitely not one. But I always like to throw one of these as just a little lottery ticket to sprinkle on a beautiful college football. It's like usually I can hit one a year. That used to be my, I did that for 4 straight years, hit one. And then, I mean, you made your money back. Easy peasy. Let's go to the chat. It looks like the Candy Man is back. We see you, Guns. Let's have a cup of coffee parlay, baby. That's what we're talking about here. Cheers, everyone. I will be cracking the beverages later, but it is 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time here. I'm not going to be drinking this early. I got shit to do before I do that. Any other games that we like here on the board? I was actually going to be, I found an interesting stat here about the Massachusetts and Auburn game here. So Auburn's playing at home. Massachusetts also coming from a huge win for the team, highs of highs. It kind of made me stay away from it because they had that victory. They don't win very much. Oh, but the line here is 35. And if you actually look back at the history with UMass against SEC opponents, usually they get these overly inflated lines. UMass has covered the last 9. As bad as UMass teams have been in the past, they've covered the last 9 versus SEC opponents. So these big numbers, they are huge, but the teams that they go against do not cover. So I think that's probably a good spot there just to play the trend. I like UMass on that one. Looking elsewhere too, I'm probably going to be on UNC. I think I can probably get there. I just like Drake Mason. I mean, the defenses are both equally awful, in my opinion. And you have, you're basically picking who's going to be the better offense in this one. It's going to be UNC if it's going to be South Carolina. Now, I trust Drake May over Spencer Rattler all day long. I think Drake May is arguably top 3 quarterback in college football right now. He just plays for a shitty team. He's the only reason why that team is in games, especially last year. They had so many close wins. It was because Drake May was able to move the ball down the field and score. And Spencer Rattler is more susceptible to make a mistake somewhere in the end. I think it's going to be a really close game overall. But if I had to take a take on that one, I'd probably take UNC. Thoughts on this West Virginia Penn State game? Penn State night game on this one, 7:30 p.m. So it's not going to be a whiteout, unfortunately. So it's not going to be considered one of those epic Penn State games where they absolutely dominate on this one. I lean towards the West Virginia side, but the problem with West Virginia is I know how bad they're going to be this year. They're completely depleted all the way across the board. They don't have a good running game. They don't have a good quarterback. They're just very seems like they're very disorganized right now. But this is one of those games early on. As good as Penn State's going to be this year, I think they could have a little bit of a rust factor in there. They're going to have to be dealing with a new quarterback in Aller. And a lot of hype with him too. So he may get a little bit nervous here early on, and could really maybe it'll take him a little bit to get into the game. So you may be able to take advantage of that by taking the spread. 20.5, I hate. I just wish it was like 21. I'd wish I had 3 scores with this game. So I think I'm just being a little bit scared here in week 1. I like to have a little bit more data on a lot of these teams before I get into really getting aggressive onto the board. All right, football guy coming back. SC, yes, yeah, I think that's the only way to go with this one is the over. I mean, you saw it last year when App State played UNC in week 1. I think the total was in the 60s, and they completely buried that. I think in the second quarter or the third quarter. It's just this team's just going to score a lot of points. You're going to see a lot of overs. I don't think you can make the lines high enough for UNC games. And with these two defenses as bad as they are, I mean, it's going to be a score fest. Going to be fun to watch too. I'm probably going to have that on one of the TVs. Oh, did anyone see this? And I don't know if anyone noticed this new feature. If you have YouTube TV, they have the quad boxes for ESPN games for college football. So you don't have to go flicking channels back and forth or have like 14 TVs going on. You can actually, just pick a box, and wherever the sound goes, it's absolutely perfect. What a great ad by YouTube TV. And I think I'm certain they're going to have that for the Sunday Ticket. I think they do anyways. They've had that for years, but they actually added that feature for the ESPN games, which I love, man. Going on this one, May. Yeah. Awesome. Should be able to exploit a bad. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's May's amazing. Even though he lost some weapons there from the wide receiver core, I don't think it matters. When you have a good quarterback, there's always going to be weapons for you, right? It's like the wide receivers are only as good as their quarterback. The quarterback gets you the ball. All you have to do is just get up there and catch it. And if you have speed and you have elusiveness, you're going to get the ball. Spades goes, sounds like a stay away game and enjoy watching. Yeah. Could be. But I'm taking my chances. I mean, it's low enough total, and then you have an away favorite. And I know there's a huge stat going around with trends about away favorites. I don't know. This game just, to me, sounds like it's going to be a UNC game more than South Carolina. And if you actually watch my preview show, it's more susceptible. South Carolina is not going to be a bowl team this year. I think you got to take the under on their win total. And UNC, I just left alone. I'm not going to touch that one, but I think South Carolina is going to have a bad year, especially coming off that year that they had. I know everybody loves Beamer ball, but when I look at the team and I break them down and their schedule, yeah, no bueno. For the Penn State game. Okay. Yeah. It's just stay away. I mean, personally, it is a stay away game for me. I was like, if you're asking my opinion, don't touch it. Watch. I want to see what Penn State offense is with Aller. They're going to have a good running game. That's a damn fact. But I want to see, you have a quarterback in Clifford that you've had forever, and the offense is just used to him. And then you have Aller, who, in the moments that he was in the games last year, he performed well, but we haven't seen a full resume, a full game with this guy. Let's just watch this guy and see if he works. Highly touted quarterback. They all love him, but we need time to see what's going on with this. All right. You got some new people joining us here, and if anyone didn't catch it, I told everybody, look, we're doing the cup of coffee parlay with these shows now. So week to week, I'm going to give you the most obscure lottery ticket parlay on the planet. All right. Do I expect these to hit? No, but I'm not risking much. I'm risking Starbucks on this one, baby, or Dunkin' Donuts. I got to be East Coast. It's Dunkin' Donuts for me, man. Let's get the cup of coffee parlay up there. Fresno State money line, TCU money line, Tennessee money line, Wisconsin money line, North Texas plus 6.5. I also got that as one of my bets today. UTSA money line, got that as one of my bets. Colorado State, got that as one of my bets plus 10.5. Penn State money line, UNC money line, South Alabama plus 6.5. I like that one a lot versus Tulane. And Florida State money line on a Sunday to end the leg at 141-1 on FanDuel. Got it yesterday. You're going to get different odds on this one. Let's ride the cup of coffee parlay. And I'm telling you, $5. That's all you need. If you want to do 10, fine. Just to get over the 1K mark for the bet. That's the way to do it there, folks. So get on the cup of coffee parlay and let's ride, baby. All right. Football guy coming back here. Read a cool article that Penn State has the most freak athlete playmakers in college football this year. Here's what I say about these beat writers and these college football analyst writers. I take it with a grain of salt. There's a couple of respected articles that I like, but I try to focus more on what I see in the box score versus what people's opinion is based on what they saw in practice that day with their eyeball test, or they talk to their coaches. I mean, when you hear this information, a lot of people are going to be positive with Penn State, right? Especially these beat writers. I mean, freak athletes. You can say the same thing about Alabama. You can say the same thing about maybe Notre Dame. I mean, it doesn't matter. Everybody has freak athletes on their team. I mean, I'm not saying Penn State's not going to be good. They are going to be good, but they also have to deal with Ohio State. They also have to deal with Michigan. They're not necessarily there yet. And we have to see over time if that's good. That's going to work out to say, like, yes, Penn State is the team this year. I would say this, though. I bet that out of the most value that you can get for winning the Big Ten is Penn State. I mean, Penn State legitimately has a shot over Ohio State and Michigan, but can they get over the hump? That's the thing. There is value there in taking them to win the Big Ten, but I mean, it's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. Spade says he loves South Alabama. So do I, man. Experienced team, 18 starters back. They're dealing with a Tulane team that is missing their best offensive player they probably ever had that I can remember, and Tajay Spears. They do have Pratt back, but a lot of weapons missing out of that team, including on the defensive side. They lost their top 5 tacklers from last season, and coming off that big time win over USC, major bowl, just winning the conference. I mean, everything that associated with that is gonna toll on them, and I see regression with this team. I really do. I don't think they're going to be as strong as they were last year. They just had the moons aligned, as they say. Jeff McGinnis came in here and said LSU or FSU tomorrow. I like FSU. LSU going to be missing a key linebacker on this one, so that's going to really hurt the defensive side. He's suspended. You basically trust is it Jaden Daniels or is it Jordan Travis? And right now, I trust Jordan Travis. If you actually look at Jaden Daniels versus good defenses, check the numbers on that one. And I'll probably put a video out and just kind of explain that a little bit better so I could be a little bit more in depth. But his numbers statistically dramatically drop when he has to play a defense that can actually stop the run or stop the pass, make him one-dimensional. And I think it's going to be a detriment to LSU's performance in that game. But if there's somebody that I trust more in this situation. I just think FSU is a little bit more experienced. So yeah, and maybe I have a little bit of hate for Brian Kelly for leaving, but I'm very happy with having Freeman over him now. It just seems like a different dynamic, and the more positive vibes coming from the program now with him not there. All right, 13 of you guys watching us right now live on YouTube. Get more of you guys in here. Let's go. Keep retweeting. Share the link because I am giving you all the information I could possibly get today. I want to know picks. I want people to challenge my brain. Have I not looked at a game today? Let's see if you can test me. And I don't mean picking Long Island versus Ohio. I don't have a play on that, you degenerates. Not Robert Morris versus Air Force either. I'm talking, let's talk about the games that actually have legitimate standing and we can actually make a intelligent cap on these games. I mean, FCS, my God. As we take a sip of coffee, I'm going to go a few more minutes here with the boys. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channels, Sports Wagering Network and Sharky Waters Nation channel. And support us as we keep bringing you the heat, bringing you the fire, and bringing you the winners, baby. Trying to see, it looks like nothing's. I'm not seeing any of the chats on the Twitter side. That's okay. If you want to ask a question, you got to go over to YouTube. That's all I can say. All right. Just a recap for you on the cup of coffee parlay before I close this out here. We're going to be doing that today. We're going to do Fresno money line, TCU money line, Tennessee money line, Wisconsin money line, North Texas plus 6.5, UTSA money line, Colorado State plus 10.5, Penn State money line, UNC money line, South Alabama plus 6.5, and Florida State money line. The cup of coffee parlay 141-1. So go put a Starbucks on it, will you? Hell, I wonder if your bookies will even take a Starbucks gift card for $5. We'll see about that. I also like UNC today. That's probably a play that I'm going to make official. And I also lean Massachusetts plus 35 playing Auburn today. And I think Auburn's got a look-ahead spot, too. They got a key opponent next week, I believe. And maybe they don't. No, they got to play Cal. That's not really a key opponent. But that's going to do it here for the Saturday mornings with Guns. Hopefully you got some vital information here. If you didn't, it's all good. You can, put it in the DM, put it in my DMs that you didn't like the show, but that's okay. Listen, I'm going to be doing this every single week. So tell your friends, tell your mothers, tell your sisters, because I want to make sure that everybody gets this information. I love doing this. I love talking with you guys. And it's more interactive than the other shows that I do. I'm less stringent on the script, and I can actually go a little bit more freestyle on this one. That's what I like to do. And thanks for joining me here. And let's dominate the damn board today. Let's cash some tickets. And as always, let's keep dancing, baby. Bang.